Another one bites the dust. We're talking the amazing race here on AfterBuzz TV. Tune in.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
We're not starting with music today. Welcome everyone to the amazing race after show, episodes 4 and 5. We're still waiting on music. No, we're not. We have a guest here today, Scott Flannery. Thank you so much for being here. Before you introduce yourself, I'm Nataly Tavidian, everyone, and you can find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian. Where can they find you?
Well, my name is Scott Flannery. They can find me at Scott Flannery everywhere, and Flannery is spelled like canary.
Canary.
That's good. Well, you can find me on the Instagram at Babic, and then find me on the tweet at Babic
There
with
we
an
go.
underscore.
There we go.
What's up, you guys? My name is Desola Balogun. You can find me everywhere at Desola_B. And by the way, you guys, those live chats, you guys get in the live chats and also call because we're taking all of your calls and all of your chats.
Ooh. There we go. This is the beauty of live taping. I'm dance to this for a little bit.
Well, we're getting in trouble. Just before we start off, I had a comment from someone saying that they don't like us when we dance on our
Somebody doesn't like it when we dance, or they do like it.
No, they said the arms look, it's cringe-worthy when everyone does the arms.
So cringe away, I'm going to do even more arms today.
So this time I was like this. I was just doing shoulders instead of arms.
Can I shimmy?
Oh, no, so we'll shimmy. Is that alright? Can we shimmy or not? I'm an arm person, so I'm going to do it anyway, so I'm sorry if you're cringing back at home. Yeah, but this episode...
Too bad.
Too bad. I'm using my arms, because I like to.
So we're leading with Freddie Mercury because of the Mercury House. And Scott's here to tell us all about it.
Yeah.
So, episode 4, another one bites the dust. Keys and lock, or knocking on doors.
Yes. Thank God it wasn't me who bit the dust, right?
Thank goodness you are here with us.
Yes. All right. What do you want to get into? Do you want to get into the craziness of the chest detour?
Let's start with all the bickering. We hadn't seen you bicker yet.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? So there was a lot of making friends in this episode, and that helped you out a whole lot. A lot of making friends and just a little bit of bickering.
Just a little bit. Well, I'll start with what you just said about making friends. We have a lot of downtime in between all the tasks, and when I think
really?
A lot of downtime.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, imagine like sitting in an airport if you're waiting for the next plane ride, right? You got all that time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes when we land, we're waiting on taxis. You're still getting to know each other. So there's lots of downtime that a lot of the public doesn't think about. And what I am very interested to hear as a super fan of the show is current season viewers are like, oh, the physical threats are going to be the winners of this season, and I'm like, well, hold up. Have you seen the mental and the social games that everyone's playing right now? Like, case in point, our social game, Brooke and I, we started on episode 1, right when we were breaking off for LAX. We started making friends in LAX, and we've carried that throughout. And so it finally showed up in episode 4 when Brooke really needed the help to make the ladle. She was off to a good start. There was, she needed some assistance there, and you'll see three teams actually helped her out. So our social game has been on point. Now, we do get along. I need to put that out there. I think people think we hate each other, and it's not that. We're like a married couple. We get along so well.
I love your intro, by the way. Have you guys seen the intro?
Oh gosh,
a couple
which
of times.
one?
I love it. You carry her.
Oh, yes. I didn't think anyone pulled that out. Well, we got that intro because we knew that we were shooting the opening credits, and again, super fans, so I go, can we get the season 26 Jeff and Jackie? And they were like, it's odd that you know that, but yes, you may. And so we shot that about 10 times, and they picked, I guess, the best one.
I love it. You guys look like your BFFs there.
Because we are. Yeah. I think, think about your best friend, and like sometimes you kind of just go after each other, right? Because there's this actual love you have for each other, but you're trying to get at the same objective and just going about it different ways. And that's really what Brooke and I are all about. We really do love each other. It's just hard to show on camera because you see us actually going at each other trying to go different ways.
No, I was actually saying that's what we like about this season, because when they had the social media influencers on, and they were all from LA, and they were all, social media, and they all pretended that they were the best of friends for 3/4 of the series.
Oh, right.
And then at the end, they all came out to be the most horrific, horrible bunch of human beings I've ever met in my life.
Oh, gosh.
So you feel like this is no game.
But this is everyone just being themselves. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, if I want you to F off, I'm going to tell you to F off. And if I think you're doing a bad job, I'm going to tell you. Because I always go back to that season because everyone was so nice and they're all the best friends, and then it was all fake. And then at the end, everyone showed their true colours, and they were just a horrific bunch of human beings.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that being real helps?
I think it does. I mean, imagine there's 22 people cast this season. It's not 11 couples.
Yeah.
So we all have the exact same thing at stake. We all are very intense competitors, and we all want to win. So we're like, I have no allegiance to really anybody here, right? So I'm going to play this very hard game very hard and make sure that I get, to the end the best I can.
I will say though, you guys weren't bickering like Shamir, and Sarah, and I mean,
who, by the way, were eliminated
of
in
course,
episode
in
4.
case you guys did not
viewers.
watch, which is sad, but we knew it was
And
coming.
Kelsey called that.
I was happy that was
Kelsey
on,
called that last week.
She did.
I mean, it was sad. I mean, I felt for Sarah, like I said from the beginning, because I just felt like he was a very difficult, teammate to work with. I wasn't there, but we can see it, And she was just so good at keeping her cool.
It is what it looks like, Desola.
I mean, I don't understand how she was so good at that. Like, she did not really argue with him, and I would have been going ham. You know what I mean? Like arguing with him the entire time. So that was sad. But I mean, if you're working together for that long, I mean, and you're trying to win something, of course you're gonna go in on each other. How long is the day?
Well, so I'll say leg one when we were in Panama, when the moment we ran up, very cute up to the start line to the moment we hit the mat was about 23 hours.
Okay.
Give or take a couple.
Okay.
Yeah, so imagine they've been filming us this entire time, and we saw Brooke and I actually already go for each other in episode 1, but a lot of the other couples were starting to get on each other's nerves, and that's because, imagine cameras in your face, you've never done a reality show before.
And this is the competition.
Yeah, and you get lost
$1
for
million
3+ hours, if you remember Panama. So a lot of
Yeah.
stresses, and so that's where it set the tone for the season, I think.
But were you happy that Sam and I call him Shamu? I forget. I just call him Shamu.
Yeah.
Were you happy
Shamir
that?
and
Because I was a bit sick of them because I was like, because it was always complaining and it wasn't like when you guys fight, you guys actually get something done, but they just complain and nothing gets done. So I'm just like, it's time to go. Yeah.
Yes.
So I was glad Shamu and Sarah left. Were you? Yeah.
Well, no, because yes. Because I want to win.
Yeah.
So anyone can go
Goodbye,
home as long as
Shamir.
it's not me. I don't really care. Sorry, guys. I love all 21 of you. But, Shamir and Sarah had an interesting dynamic. Sarah and I really hit it off. We're very close friends to this day. So it was kind of a personal, oh my God,
She seemed
Sarah's
like a very
gone.
nice person.
Yeah,
she
she's
seems like
so
somebody you want
nice.
to be your friend.
Yeah.
The way you saw her at the pit stop when she had to take a moment, but she's like, I'm enjoying this day. That's her philosophy on life.
Yeah,
Like, she's
you
very
can tell
positive.
she's an optimist.
Yeah.
And she makes everyone feel that way, just loved and warm and cared for. And she used to be a nurse, so I guess that's where it comes from.
Okay.
And then Shamu.
And then Shamir, I love him. Okay, look, I have to tell you, the way I met Shamir, because again, my social game, right, I'm playing this at all times. I need to get to know everyone immediately. And Shamir, I meet him in one of the airports, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? Tell me about yourself. And he goes, I'm the king of Tinder. And I was like, oh, what does that mean? And apparently he's had a lot of dates off of Tinder.
Oh. That's what he said when you asked him.
That's
to tell
what he
you about
said. That
himself?
was his first fun fact. I went, okay, so
Well, you just
do you
proved
want to go
everything
out?
that everyone thought about Shamir.
We have to,
No,
we
he's
have
just
to ask
saying
this
he's
guy.
a stud, man. He is. A
No,
stud.
but I'm just saying, for someone to, if someone
Yeah.
asks me, oh, tell me about yourself, I'm the king of Tinder. Like, is that a joke? You know what I mean? Come
That's
on.
what he led with.
So
I
I'm
mean,
just
he's
saying.
a good guy. I think he got the rough end
I'm
of a stick,
just saying,
but yeah.
and you mentioned downtime.
Uh-huh.
If any of you guys at home have been stalking any of these people on social media, like I have, you would know that Logan and Sarah had a lot of downtime because apparently they're together.
They are together.
I was like, what? I didn't find out about that until yesterday. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, until
Oh,
yesterday.
gossip
Where have you
right
been?
there.
Well, okay, I didn't stalk the pages till yesterday.
Oh,
but, you
okay.
know.
You gotta act like you're cool. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. No, Sarah, and I was about to say Sarah and Shamir. Sarah and Logan
Shamir, no.
are two of my closest friends on the cast, and Sarah actually lives out in LA now. And yeah, we hang out all the time. I'm the third wheel for sure. They are definitely.
That's the
I don't want to say in love. I don't think they said it to each other yet, but they're in love.
Yeah.
They are in love.
You
yeah,
see
yeah.
it?
You heard
Oh,
it here
yeah.
on AfterBuzz.
I told them I wanted to be the flower girl. So if it happens, they said yes.
How long have they been dating?
They started dating after the show.
Okay.
What about
We don't know
London?
when that
So-
was, but I mean. You know.
Oh well, we
Oh,
filmed
wow.
in June of last year, ended in July.
Oh, that was a
so
long
they,
time
Yeah.
ago.
yeah, about a year.
Oh wow. Okay. Good for them.
Yeah.
Good for you
That's
guys.
a long time to keep all this information to yourself.
Oh my God, can you imagine? Well, Kelsey and Joey were talking last week about,
Yeah.
they had a couple months time
Yeah.
period. But we had 9 months from the finish line to cast announcement. So it was very difficult because you can't say anything. Kelsey and Joey were talking about they couldn't tell colleagues. I mean, I couldn't
Yeah.
tell family, colleagues, friends.
You're allowed to tell your immediate family, aren't you? Just
Yes, mom and dad had to know. They're emergency contacts, so yeah,
Okay.
they know. Yeah, but they know nothing about what happened. They're watching it live around with
And I
everyone
hear they
else.
just get a call every week saying you're alive and well.
yeah, you're not dead yet. Yeah.
Is what happens. Yeah, apparently my mom cried every week. She was like, "Tell me more," and then they hung up. So she got nothing.
What is he eating?
So how were these challenges? Because the box one just seemed like it would have been so frustrating.
Oh my!
I was getting frustrated watching that. I mean, the doors didn't look too terrible as long as you didn't get lost in those weird windy.
Yeah.
In the streets.
Yes.
In the
Yes.
streets.
I would get lost. I don't even know how to read a map.
Oh, well, they didn't give you one. You had to find one. So that made
okay.
it even worse.
And you didn't have a
We
map
didn't have
at
a
one
map.
point.
And, Brooke and I, we, at that point in the race, were not very lucky with directions received or taxi drivers or self-driving tasks. So we were like, let's not do anything directional.
We're gonna go back to the self-driving. My favorite line of episode 4 and 5 is, I'm gonna go speed limit. I'm not breaking it.
Oh my god, I was so mad at you for that.
Yeah, I was swearing.
Why are you mad at me?
I was so irritated.
We're
I
like,
said,
Scott, come on,
I
step
said,
on
I know
it.
you're not
Yeah.
serious talking about I'm going to speed limit. You have $1 million on the line, you're afraid of breaking the speed limit?
No, get this though. We were told we get briefings before every country about different customs in the country.
Yes,
We learned
okay.
about Ramadan on the way to Tanzania, so that's
Okay.
why we all covered up tattoos or wore sleeves and pants. But when we went to Norway, we were told they are so particular about the speed limit. You can be jailed if you're pulled over.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
So I know that's like not in the public
thank you for that
echelon,
context.
but there you go. And I was like, I am not getting arrested on the Amazing Race,
Yeah.
right? And actually, most other teams sped, so I guess no one got arrested.
I would have just been like.
But it was a
I
possibility.
would have gone along with it for $1 million. I would have risked it.
Well, you know what? $1 million can't bail me out of Norway because I don't have it yet. You know
That's
what I mean?
fair. That's
Okay,
fair.
I gotta get it first. So I knew we weren't last. That's why I was.
And that
also-
was when you just decided to you were kind of instigating and just pushing her buttons at that point because you were just there like, well, I'm not driving faster, and you did the laugh that we were talking about.
the evil laugh.
Yeah.
I don't remember where that came from, but again, Brooke and I super close, and our sarcasm actually plays off of each other. But I know to an audience who's just meeting us, they're like, you all are you hate each other, and it's not true. But in that moment, I was still fuming from missing the fast forward because I, as a super fan, wanted to experience the fast forward and win it. And when we were steps behind Beck and Floyd, I'm sorry, I just got super heated, and I was like, you're getting the brunt of this, And so that's why I was like, jump on my back and we'll run faster,
It was so funny because before the drive, because I hate slow drivers. That's my biggest pet peeve. That's why I was late today because of slow drivers.
It's all their fault, Dan.
It's
It's
slow
all their
drivers.
fault.
And I was like, I was so on your side. I was like, Brooke, grow some tits, as I like to say. Be a big woman and just get in there and get the job done.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yes, I was on your side. And then when you're driving slow, I'm like, you've lost me. You've lost me.
I'll win you back, I promise. I promise.
Yeah, there's still hopefully lots more episodes to come.
Well,
with
at
you
least
guys.
one more.
At least one more.
At
yeah.
least.
How was Norway though? Because just name the happiest country on
Norway
earth.
was
Oh,
beautiful.
Norway.
Stunning, yeah.
Yes, it's beautiful. When we ripped and read the clue, and we said we were going to Norway, I about had an aneurysm because it's
Yeah.
not a country people say they want to go to. If you
Yeah.
ask people, no one's going to say Norway, I don't think. It's just a
Most
random
Americans
awesome
don't know
country.
where it is. Most Americans are like, what is Norway? Is that like,
Excuse me, Dan Babic.
is that in Asia or Scandinavia?
Where is that? I was like, it's north of where we're at right now.
Yeah.
No, Norway is so beautiful, and
Yeah.
the people so nice.
Yeah.
And, they speak enough English for you to figure out where you're going, and,
How was the fish? The fish that made you eat?
I'm glad that my quote is that it was creamy and salty.
Yes.
So take that as you will.
Yes. Okay, great.
I didn't like it.
Yes. Yeah, it was good. I liked it very much.
It looked
Brooke?
good.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to eat Brooks, but you had to eat your own.
Because that was annoying. It was like, hurry, just eat the damn fish.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. I was like, Scott likes it. Why can't he eat Brooks?
You know who
But
really
no.
liked it? Mike, I knew he was going to. It was so funny. He was like, oh, this is real good. Oh, yeah.
This
like
is
he was
popcorn.
just. Yeah, he was going like.
Yeah.
He was so excited about it. And I was like, you would like that one. He just seems like that kind of person who would like that kind of stuff. His
I really felt
ruggedness
for
and
Brooke
everything.
in this,
I
in
didn't.
episodes 4 and 5,
No,
but you
no.
didn't.
I didn't either.
I totally
I
did
didn't.
feel
Oh,
for her
no. Oh,
because,
no. Okay.
I mean, I wasn't there. I didn't see how tough it is to work with that, what was it, steel? When she had to
Sheet
make
metal,
the
yeah.
ladle. And it looked so difficult.
She was
and-
freaking out, though.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
I
didn't feel
really
bad.
felt for her. I really, really felt bad for her.
It's the Amazing Race. So.
What was it
Yeah.
like dealing in that situation?
It's really hard. Thanks to the editors for not showing my breakdown because
Did you have a breakdown?
Yeah, because I cried for about 10 minutes outside. Well, I cry all the
I was
time.
going
in
to
the
say, I
music.
mean,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
surprised.
Oh my gosh, when I
Yeah.
cried at the mat of leg 1, I was like, am I going to be that guy? I have cried in every episode but episode 3, if you actually pay attention.
Yeah.
And so
But hey, you're conquering fears.
I'm conquering fears, absolutely.
Are
I
you
cried
not
on the
afraid of heights
pallets.
anymore?
No, I'm still afraid of heights
Still
very
afraid of
much.
heights.
I will do the pallets again, but I will not clean a window. Don't ask. And so she's actually in one of those, like, you saw Becca run into one of the, like, garage-like areas where they make the ladle. We couldn't see what they were doing. So all my reaction shots are actually me just hearing all of them complain about how awful it is, and then I'm like, okay, what's
And you didn't know until they started coming out.
No, what it looked like or what they had to do. We didn't know anything about the ladle. So I was like, please come out, Brooke, because then I can give you some guidance, which also, we're not allowed to help our partner on a roadblock.
Okay.
Because then you'll incur a penalty. So if you're looking at me and you're like, why don't you just tell her what's wrong with the ladle? You can't do that. But what you can do is have an active player help your player.
How amazing was that? I couldn't believe they did that.
I
I would
couldn't
not
believe
have helped
that
at
either.
all. I would have been like, what? This is a competition.
Becca's an angel.
Well, what you do is you turn to the inactive player and you say, hey, we might need to use a favor. Can you tell your teammate to help my teammate? And then that's what
Ooh,
happened.
is
So I
that
looked
how it
over at
happened?
Matt, I looked over at Floyd. I was like, please tell Becca and Redmond. And then they came out, were told to go help Brooke.
Would you have helped another teammate?
Yeah, I would have, because that was our social game at the time.
Well, you
Okay.
did. You gave them.
Yeah, we
key.
gave Becca. Well, we gave Becca the key.
And she was so mad at you for that. She's like, why did you give them the key?
Okay, I was like, in that moment, I was like, okay, I'm that kind of person because I believe if you put out good will come to
Yeah.
you. I believe in being optimistic. I believe in helping others. But in that moment, I was like, oh, I
Right?
don't know.
Exactly.
I was very proud of you guys for doing that.
Thanks.
But at the end of the day, it's a competition.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of scary. You don't know if they're going to help you back, but you guys,
You don't.
It came back. It came. Get by with a little help from my friends.
That's right. And especially in that episode, which is crazy because Becca and Floyd were on the cusp of an alliance with us. And I was like, okay, this might seal the deal.
Yeah.
Which actually, if you watch, they're wearing the quiche hat.
Yes,
They
yes.
So
They
quiche.
are.
So quiche, yes.
I guess I just sealed the deal because if you watch where the quiche hat goes next, you'll see who else is in my alliance. Also, you'll see I'm wearing
So
Logan's
is there
hat in
one
this
hat
episode.
going around?
There's one quiche hat. Logan's hat is now going around, and then Becca's rainbow hat is about to make another appearance.
Ooh,
So it's a little
I'm
nod
gonna
to the
look out
super
for these
fans. You know who's
clues
working.
I've been
now.
blind to all the hats because I haven't noticed one hat.
I've
pay
noticed the
attention.
hats.
I'm like, where have I been?
It's been traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be wearing the hat. Wouldn't want to wreck the kernel.
I know- you don't.
Yeah, I was joking because me and my best friend were saying we need to apply one year, and I said
Yeah.
she's always got her makeup whenever we go anywhere. She's actually Norwegian, that's why I was texting her today.
Oh, okay.
And she's got always her Maybelline, makeup thing, and she's always Dan, I need to do my makeup. And we travel around the world together, and I take my hairspray. I was in the
Yeah.
Amazon, and I'm just like,
Yeah, you gotta look
and then
good.
she's with her Maybelline thing.
I
You're like, I'm about to
understand.
rock climb with this hairspray.
Yeah, I would.
Gonna happen.
Yeah.
I mean, most of the girls had makeup. They were doing it in the airplane bathrooms. We were getting it done.
You're on TV, absolutely.
You're-
Yeah, I just made sure this looked good. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I cleaned up down here during the race. I had to look
You have
good.
to worry about.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about Vink and Ashton.
Okay.
Ashton just kind of gave up on being nice to him at all. And
Oh,
I was
Ashton.
just like, oh my gosh, in the interviews, I thought it was so funny. She was like, well, I'm stuck with him, so there's nothing I can do. And he was just standing there like she was not trying to be nice at all anymore. And I'm just like, oh, they're working well
I
together,
feel like you
kind
can't
of,
deal with the whole I'm
but-
stuck with them attitude, but they're making it work so
I
far.
mean, yeah, it's kind of awkward though watching them sometimes, just because
It
she
is.
just goes like ham. But then it seems like Vink doesn't know when to just say like, okay, like I go back to was it the first episode or the second one when he said, "Oh, I did the what is that thing called?
Bow and arrow.
I did bow and arrow
That
in 8th
one
grade."
thing.
What is that?
Yeah, he said I did it in 8th grade, and she's like, I did it 6 months ago, and he's like, yeah, but let me try. That was one of the instances where I was like, are you an idiot? Like you're on a competition, you know?
Right.
So I just think they're funny because they don't like hold back from each other,
They're so
especially
different.
her.
I
Like,
think
she
they're
just-
the most different.
Like she just like does not care. But I like your savageness, so if
Well, as
that's a
she
word.
says, they're the most oddballer. She hates that quote that she got on the episode, so I'm going to pull it out now. They're the most oddballer team.
Look at you making friends.
I know. No, I mean, like I said, all 21 other people, I'm okay. But everyone else is amazing on this show. It's just, you put strong personalities together, you're going to see what you get. And, Ashton and Vank are both strong personalities. And, Ashton knew what she wanted, and I think it was a little bit more aggressive than what Vank wanted to do.
Do you know who I reckon the snake in the grass is? I've totally forgotten Joey. What's his partner's name?
Tara.
Tara. Tara. I think they're the snakes in the grass.
Uh-huh.
I think for sure that they're the most.
Yeah.
I think they're your biggest threat in the competition. I think everyone's kind of just ignoring them, but I think they would totally stab you, everyone in the back, to be in front.
Mm-hmm. Well, you sound like my mom. She says the same thing. She's like, I don't think you win. I think it's Terry and Joey. And I was like,
I'm watching them. I'm like, because everyone's like, they're like not under the radar a little bit, and I'm like, you guys are sneaky. And I see the way they do things. I'm like, you guys.
Tara said so herself. She's like, everybody thinks I'm just a mom.
Yeah, she's not. She's like the.
She is competitive.
Well, next week we did see that they had the chance to do a U-turn, which I really hope that they
They
did do.
so will.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. I reckon
They
so.
better do it. Are
U-turn.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would U-turn everyone.
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
They were very difficult to have a social game with because I named them Mom and Dad because they looked like I called Joey Daddy. And then that's
Hashtag
where-
Team Mom and Dad. That was all you.
That was Mom and me. I gave them Mom and Dad, not knowing they were actually moms and dads. So there's that.
Because they're playing that. They're like, oh, we're a mom, we're a dad. I'm like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
I see right through that little
Yeah.
game.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
very, very, very good at the social game because Joey would always use the, I'm a cop and I'm going to be very abrasive with my speech. And I'm like, no, but you're a soft-hearted man underneath. Like, I got to figure this out. And then Tara was always talking about her kids, which I'm sure she really did miss them, but you're like, okay, like, you're playing the heartstrings of everybody. I see what's going on with you
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
Definitely
Yeah, they're
competition.
definitely disguised. I
Yeah.
call it Snow White with razor blades.
Which I'll tell you
Yeah.
this, they were the one couple I could not really get a handle on, but Tara graduated from Syracuse, as did Brooke. So I was like, Brooke, you have a mission. Make nice with Tara.
Ooh.
And so Brooke was in charge of the mom and dad
You
relationship.
are good with these alliances.
Well,
So did you
Nice.
become friends with them in the end or not?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm actually close to Tara and Joey. Tara's abroad right now.
Yeah.
She's fighting right now. And then Joey's been just a cool dude. We've been texting. He's learning the Facebooks right now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Through me and Redmond, we're helping him out.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
What about Instagram? He's gonna move to Instagram after that?
I don't know if he has that. Does he know what
Yeah.
that is? Joey, if you don't know, hit me up. We'll help you out.
Yeah. Then Snapchat.
Is orange your favorite color?
Yeah, I wore it just so you know.
Because I'm looking at your picture right now and you have orange on again.
Orange, man,
I'm like,
all
is
day,
that
every
your
day.
thing? Okay.
Not many auburn-headed people can pull off orange. I gotta own it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
When we were cast, we were like, okay, what's our team color? Because as a super fan, you're like, what's my color?
Yeah.
And they went, you can choose because we don't know your partner. And I was like, well then, orange everything. So there it is. You only get one little
Totally
hint of
works.
blue.
Can I
Yeah.
talk about how
Oranges.
cool the troll detour was?
And how they were orange as well.
Yes.
Nice
Yeah.
segue.
Yes. Speaking of orange, let's transition here into the troll. What were those things called?
Oh, those were fireworks, I believe they were.
That was so cool. And you were walking around with like 6 of them?
Yeah, I had, I believe, 3, maybe 4 on at one time. Yeah.
They were like all over you. Talk about that. What was that like?
Oh my God, they're
Because most
so
people were
heavy.
taking one at a time.
Yeah. They're heavy. Imagine it's a big piece of lumber that seemed to be about 6 feet long, and then they had the paper mache, thing at the end.
Talk about powering through.
Oh my God. Well, Brooke and I have our pluses and minuses as teammates, and I will say that I'm able to carry a little bit more than Brooke is.
Because I wasn't sure if you had 3 and she had 1. And she was
Right.
complaining about 1. I'm like, Brooke,
Right. Well,
Brooke, come on.
It looked like
Brooke
10
is very
of them. They
smart
were so
and she's
big.
very social as
Yeah.
well. So she's strong in some other areas that are going to help us later, hopefully. So,
Yeah.
for that physical piece, I was like, I know I need to take the brunt for this. It's fine. But it was super heavy, and especially when I'm looking at Logan with his muscles, and he's only taking 2. I'm like, dude, we're in an alliance. Can you just take one of mine for me? And whatever.
Yeah.
I powered
Did
through.
he do it?
Help me out.
No, I actually didn't ask him because I was like, I don't want to get a penalty just in
these
case.
people are nice because I'm not doing any of that. Like,
Oh.
what? I mean, I'm just saying.
I
Like,
mean, if I could help you out, you would. We'll talk for 5 minutes and I'll get you on my side.
you don't know me. I'm just saying. I'm like, honestly, I'd be doing what you're trying to do. Like, hey guys, how's it going?
Hi, friend.
Exactly.
I
So-
brought some wine for everyone.
I'm telling you what, the Trolls detour was super cool. It's actually one of my
It looked
favorite
like
detours.
fun.
Yeah, I
Do you
know it looks a
remember the
little
riddle?
kooky. Oh gosh,
Said it so many times.
Elamelaninkin do a freaking Elamelaninkin do a free. I don't know.
You got it. I think
Is
that
that
was
right?
It sounds right.
Oh,
I don't
gosh.
know.
Say it
I have
again,
my
say it again.
parchment.
Say it again.
Nope, you get one.
that was
Oh,
it.
I missed it.
You have to go on the
That was
podcast
it.
and listen to it again.
Yeah.
No, but it was super cute because those actresses were just like so into their role,
They really
giving
were.
us the firework, and you're like, ooh, we're looking at downtown Allison, which is
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
Imagine the cutest little. If you watch Gilmore Girls, where do they live? What's it called? Stars Hollow.
Stars Hollow.
Imagine Stars Hollow in Norway.
Well,
That's what
Warner
it's called.
Brothers, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You're welcome for the plug.
Yeah.
So I'm on the chats right now,
Okay.
and they are having all these conversations about. They're just having their own conversation within. I'm like, hey, so what's going
right
on?
then.
And they're just talking about the show, right? And they're talking about the skydiving detour,
The
or
fast
well, not
forward.
detour, but it's fast forward
Yeah.
that you really wanted to do.
Yes.
And they were talking about it. How did you feel when you actually saw that they were able to skydive?
So we did not know what the fast forward was because the clue is like a roadblock. It's very ambiguous until you,
You just
actually
saw a
get
chopper.
there. We saw a chopper, and it said something like, "Who's ready for the adventure of a lifetime?" or something.
Yeah.
It had no insinuation to a skydive.
Oh, my heart sank when they found out they had to skydive.
When I found out they had to skydive, Cried again,
Were you
because
like,
that's
thank
what I do.
goodness?
Luckily, that was after
But
check-in.
I was an Eagle Scout.
I'm an Eagle Scout.
My
I love
other favorite line, my all-time favorite. But I was an Eagle Scout. I should get this.
When you called me out for that, I was laughing so hard. I laughed that so much. But
That's
no,
how we became Twitter friends.
that is how we became Twitter friends.
Okay, Eagle Scout skills. How have those helped?
Well, I'm a very social
Up
and
to this
likable
point?
person, because
Okay.
that's what Eagle Scouts are. We're very service-oriented. I give unto others, like Becca the Key.
Okay.
I'm really stretching here. I have a lot of physical components, and nothing is a no for me, right? You just forge ahead. So, no, Eagle Scouts are those who are well-rounded. They're taught a lot of skills, and hopefully you can take them throughout life, and I think I am. So, but I'm an Eagle Scout.
This should be easy. I shouldn't be afraid right now.
But,
okay, so when you found out that they had to skydive,
we found
was
out
it a
after
relief?
check-in, Becca and Floyd, that was the #1 task they wanted on The Amazing Race. So
Okay.
the fact that they got it, I'm so happy for them. But I'm a little jealous that they got to skip ahead of the detour and the roadblock.
But they still came third, so.
They still
I was
came in
gonna
third,
say,
they really
they didn't
held.
come in first.
Yeah.
That was surprising.
And
how
to
that
the
happened.
super fans out there, we've seen this before. A fast forward does not guarantee. In fact, someone, I think in the first 5 seasons, played a fast forward and still got eliminated.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I remember because there was a limo component. They were driven around the city wherever they were. And so, the fast forward is not a guarantee. It just means you get to skip 2 tasks to do 1. That's all it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I would have done it because I thought we were skydiving in episode 2 when we were being ready to go a distance from our cameraman. And so I was already like freaking out. I was like, something is coming. So I was already in the headspace.
Okay.
What made you decide to
So you felt
audition
good
for
about
the
it.
show?
Yeah, I did. What made me what? I'm sorry?
Decide to audition for the show.
Oh my gosh. I have watched Survivor, Amazing Race, and Big Brother every single episode ever since they premiered. I'm obsessed. And so I was waiting for the right time. No, I've auditioned for other shows, but this is my time. This was finally my season. And I think it's because for The Amazing Race, there's no one in my life that I actually think was a tight enough relationship that wanted to go balls to the wall into competition this. So when I heard it was a single season, I was like, this is it.
So you were happy about that.
Oh yeah, this is
Nice.
it. I applied directly online. I was a direct applicant. I was not a recruit, and I went through the casting process, and I was cast on my own. And I was so
Nice.
excited.
How long did it
about
take?
Wow.
My video went in January 2nd, and we were cast around end of April, beginning May.
Oh, wow.
Ooh,
That's
Yeah,
a
so
lot.
it's
Wow.
super fast.
That's
Well,
cool.
I thought it was fast, but
And you've watched the show before, obviously.
every episode.
Tell us what it's like working with someone you do not know. How is it different? Is it less pressure? Is it more pressure?
Yeah.
I mean, you obviously get to know them quickly.
Oh my
but
gosh, yes.
Not at the level as other contestants who come in as like husband and wife or brother and sister.
I think
Like
previous
girlfriend.
contestants have mentioned this before, in that you already know the pros and cons of who you're going in with and
Yeah.
the dynamic of your relationship.
Yeah.
So it goes to, what do you want? And I said, Scott, I want to A, be on the show, and B, win it. Okay, so whoever I'm paired with, I got to figure out how to work with this person. So my social game is not only between other people, it's with my partner. So I need to be what they need me to be. And so for Brooke, that was the pep talks and being supportive, and maybe not always, because I'm a little sarcastic.
Yes,
but,
yeah, that's
I
okay.
have to have a
Yeah.
little bit of me in there. But I knew that Brooke would appreciate someone who was supportive of her. She knew that I needed someone during the heights test to yell at me, and that worked for me. So
Yeah.
but not knowing that person, you do figure it out quickly. You have those come to Jesus moments, and you're like, what are you good at? What are you not good at? Tell me right now.
Yeah.
And then figuring out through all the off time what parts of your personality are abrasive to them, and if
Yeah.
you're like me, you try to correct that. And then what parts are complementary, and then you just keep trying to be that person for your partner.
So that's
Does
where
that make
Shamu
sense?
and Shamu stuffed up. Yeah.
I don't know if Shamira was thinking the same way as I was
Yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
So you went into it with that mindset. That's really good.
Yeah.
Well, I thought of it kind of like Survivor, because in Survivor you go in it alone.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, the only difference here is I have someone with me. They also have to win. So it's
Yeah.
however I can support them to be the best person they can be, which I don't know if I'm doing the best job at this moment, but please bear with me. But it's like we have to win together. One of us can't win alone. And so that annoys.
Unfortunately, can you imagine if you got the whole million yourself?
So
Just
Brooke
saying.
believes she
I would
helped
love
you
Right?
get over your fear of heights.
I
She
love
says
that
it.
confessional. Because you
Are
say
you
some
still
things and you're
afraid
like,
of
that
heights?
won't make the show, and then that actually made the show.
Yeah,
I'm
like
still
Keish.
terrified of heights.
I mean, those were kind
But
of
you're
scary
so ready to go
competitions,
climb
though.
things.
I'm an Eagle Scout.
But you're an Eagle Scout. You can't be afraid of heights.
I'll tell you what, the Norway pallets, were a little bit easier because I could just concentrate on looking at wood
Okay.
Yes.
And then, you're just climbing, you're not looking down. And then when I got to the top, I actually did not look around like Ashton and London did. They were so excited on the show to see. And I was so mad because I knew it was going to be a beautiful view, but I was like, can someone guide me over to where I hammer in the pallet? So I actually had a safety guy up there kind of help me over. I had my eyes kind of
You
closed.
had like blinders on.
I did. I was like, okay. And then I hammered it, and then I kind of like moonwalked back to the edge, and they kind of helped you back over. I was not having it.
I wrote Spider-Man in my notes because Matt was like Spider-Man. He like Spider-Man his way up.
He
and
did.
back
He's
down.
so good at everything.
Yeah.
I was disappointed though because I was like, all that work and they just burned it.
I know.
My goodness! Imagine all the guys up there doing that. Did they have like an actual like crane or something to stack them, or did they really?
No, it's by hand.
Oh, I'd have been mad.
Yeah.
All that work for what?
Well, they do it themselves. They do it every year.
But to burn it?
Yeah, because they want the world's largest bonfire, so they just always outdo
It's
themselves.
like Burning Man, kind of. But
Exactly. Burning Norway.
So Chels M90 at home would like to know: would you ever do any other reality TV show?
Absolutely. I've been asking Jeff Probst to get me on Survivor because if you want to see me win that show, that will happen next.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then Julie Chen, get me on Big Brother. I'll do all 3 CBS.
Yeah, Big Brother's my favorite. I love Big Brother.
It's so
Big Brother's my
juicy.
favorite. I love the diary room for 2 points this week. I used to play with my family,
Yes.
Me and my sisters used to nominate each other. I mean, my mum used to, she used to be Big
Look
Brother.
how
So was she
excited
Julie
Dan
Chen?
is
Your mom
about
was Julie
Big
Chen?
Brother.
Yeah, my mum was like, so my mum was Big Brother, so she'd be like, Jan, like, who are we nominating? Like, for 2 points this way, I only had 2 sisters. So one always got 2 points, the other one got 1. It's like 2 weeks for Alana, because she like went into my bedroom, just don't want chocolate.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, so that's it. Maybe we'll apply for Big Brother together. There
Oh,
we
let's
go.
do it together. We'll be secret partners.
Secret partners,
They won't know.
yeah. Oh, we need intruders. I love intruders.
Okay.
Yeah. Give me
I'm
intruders.
down for any twist whatsoever. And I
Yes,
also
yeah.
thought, because you know this now that you're a Big Brother fan,
Yeah.
you're ready for any twist on any of these shows.
Mhm. Yeah.
So every leg of the race, I was like, they're going to pull Brooke away from me. Like, I was ready for it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Really?
I mentioned that.
Yeah, that's
Desola
I mentioned that. I was
mentioned
saying,
that.
well, I guess he answered the question because they.
Well, they
I'm
haven't at
assuming
this
they didn't.
point.
What? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was hoping that they would kind of do something like that because it would be really cool. And speaking of twists, Warren Robinson at home wants to know if you got the chance, like if you won the episode, the show, we don't know, don't tell us. But if you got the
Okay, I won't tell you. I would have.
Okay.
I would have, but all right.
I mean, sometimes people slip on accident.
Oh,
so.
no, I've been
No,
holding
that never
secrets
happens.
for 9 months. I'm not going to say anything.
It's like a baby. It's like a baby.
It's like I had a baby. I had a reality baby.
So Warren wants to know if you got the chance, if you got to the end and it was between you and Brooke, and they said that the teammate who did the best, so they've been keeping track. The teammate who did the
This is
best.
a very interesting
This
question.
is what they said. Yeah,
Yeah.
the teammate who did the best gets to keep the money or split it. What would you do?
Okay, here's a funny thing. I was on a game show once called Take It All, and that was the exact prisoner's dilemma we
really?
had. Yes. So if it was the two of you at the end of this game show, it was kind of like White Elephant. You all had gifts like throughout this. It doesn't really matter. But at the end, there's 2 of you. You get 30 seconds to talk. And then at the end of that 30 seconds, one of you has to say, or both of you have to answer, you'll take it all or keep what's mine. And if you both say keep what's mine, then you actually keep what's yours, which is up to $2 million. If one of you says take it all, that person gets everything. And if both of you say take it all, you both lose everything. So I have already been faced with this
stressful.
dilemma.
Wow.
And I know Brooke, and I would say let's keep what's mine in this instance. I would say Brooke has been exactly half of my team. I would not be in the position that I have been in the race, good and bad, whatever, however you want to take that, without Brooke. She is my other half. And so she's the one who found the key in the chests, right? She's the one who developed the relationship with Tara and Joey that you're going to start to see develop.
Mom and Dad,
hopefully.
yeah.
Mom and Dad.
Mum and Dad, yeah.
So yeah, it's maybe I'm showing a little bit more physical strength right now, but when hopefully if there's any artistic or mental challenges or anything like that, where her skill sets are a little bit stronger, maybe you'll see an even.
I like that. Keep
I
putting
love
out
that. Are
good,
you hating
and
that?
good will come back to
the
you.
way you just put that, I mean, hopefully if there's some mental or something
You never know.
thing she can do
You
well.
never
but
know.
Okay.
He's like, but physical ones, obviously that is not her forte.
No, I think she would be the first to say that too.
I mean, obviously she was yelling and crying the entire episode. She's like, "We have to take a penalty. We have to take a penalty." I was like, "Calm down."
Yes.
but I
felt
guess she
for
doesn't
her.
like. I didn't.
That
How
looked
can you feel
painful.
for her? Everyone else was doing it, but she was the only one
love
that couldn't do it.
Because it hurt her.
Well, I mean, look at everyone else. Becca was the only female to do that, and Becca has arm strength of a climber.
Well, I mean, but Becca, she's a trooper. You know what I mean? Like legit. Like she went and helped her cut.
Right. But what
Like-
I'm saying is like physical
No, I
wise,
get
it's
it.
all men and Becca.
I get it,
besides
but
Brooke, yeah.
Brooke had time to train.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
Well,
All right, well, you can stir that pot. I'm not stirring anymore.
I'm just saying, you know you're going on the show, so using that
it's
is
funny.
not going to help.
I like it. You need a bit of diversity. Yeah.
No, you're right.
I think she did a
absolutely.
wonderful job.
Yeah.
Oh, God, Natalie. So done.
Maybe she memorized all the flags like Floyd. You know, maybe that'll come back.
Yeah.
Or maybe like Joey, who knows?
So I want to know now because I like the controversial stuff.
Okay.
Who was your least favorite couple and why?
Me and Brooke.
Me? No.
I'm just kidding.
Aside from you and Brooke, who was your least
Who
favorite?
is my least
Because it's all
favorite
been a bit
couple?
nice and hunky dory. So I want to
Or
know.
maybe the one you're least closest to.
Oh yeah, the one that you
Oh,
the one that you
my
hate.
God.
Yeah.
Well, you know, oh my gosh, you're gonna make me get some. We have a group chat going on. I'm gonna hear this in about
There's 10
5
others.
minutes.
You guys like there's got to be 1 in 10 like you don't like.
No, I would say if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna say this with a qualifier. It's gonna be mom and dad.
Mum and dad. Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah, mum and dad. they're the
Because
devil.
well, it's
Yeah.
because I was so
devil.
personally
The devil.
frustrated that they are the snake in the
The
grass.
devil, yeah,
I
snake in the
could
grass,
not.
yeah.
I established a relationship, but just like a normal one, not a strategic one with them. I don't think.
Okay.
And so it bothered me because I felt like I had a strategic relationship with everyone else.
Yeah.
So if you have to ask me, that's the reason I'm going to choose them.
Okay, yeah.
But I love them.
I want mummy and daddy to come on because I want to be like, I know you're
Mommy
gay,
and
mummy and
daddy.
daddy. Yeah.
Mommy and
And
daddy.
who would you say you've gotten closest to?
I'd say the closest people, Brooke and I are very close because obviously we have the shared experience together.
Yeah.
But outside of Brooke, I would say London, Logan, and Sarah are probably my 3 closest people. Ashton's up there as well. And it's just because, you know, personalities were the ones that meshed the most.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, but so even like I was watching today, I was like, oh, if I was on, who would I be friends with? And I'm like, yeah, you and Brooke, and I'm like, yeah, London and Logan, and then mum and dad, I would have just attacked them.
Right.
They would have been my enemies. Yeah. And Shamu, I would have hated Shamu. Yeah.
Right. Well, I'm
Yeah.
still trying to get with Redmond. If
Yeah,
anyone's
yeah.
trying to wonder, you know,
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
trying since episode 1, so still trying today after
Yeah.
the show.
Who would you be friends with, Natalie? Like, you know, you watch it from an outside perspective. Like, you're like, oh, who would you be allied with? Do you reckon if you were
Yeah.
on the show? Be
Who
honest.
would I be what with?
Allied with? Who would be your
Oh.
friends, and who wouldn't you like? Do you think? Because I said I wouldn't like Shamu.
This
or,
is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm
or-
looking
Are
at
good
pictures
Mommy and
now.
daddy,
You'd
yeah.
be good at Big
In
Brother.
case you
I
need,
am. Yeah.
in case you need to be
Our
reminded
beautiful
of
cast
people.
photos.
Yeah,
Brooke and
yeah.
Scott, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
I think
naturally.
I'd be like BFFs with them.
But who else? Who else do you think you'd like? Who do you think you'd hate?
I think I see myself getting along with Becca and Floyd.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
I see that. I see that. You know why?
Yeah.
Because I would love the experience, and I feel like yes, they're competitors, but they're in it. They mention it again and again. They're really taking in this whole experience.
Yeah.
Is how I'm viewing it. So
They're a match
and
made
what
in
about you?
heaven.
Who do you think that you'd get
they
along with?
totally are.
Well, I have not thought about this. Becca and Floyd, I just love them. They've been my favorite since the beginning, just
Yeah.
because of their personalities. I know you now, so you're cool. But I can't say you now because I already know you. So I'm trying to think of people I don't know.
The Eagle Scout. Yes, you can.
I mean, no. Well, I mean, we're getting along now, so yes, I like you. Brooke, I don't know if I'd get along with
Desola.
Brooke because
Yeah.
she just cries all the time. But
Not all the time.
let's see. I don't know. I feel like I
Yeah,
really
no,
love
hey,
Floyd.
who would you hate? Who would
I
you
don't
not
think I would
like?
hate anyone.
No,
Okay,
She'd
you
have
made
had
me
a
answer
different
that.
life.
Well, no, I'm saying because I'm not.
You have to say it. You have to say
Honestly,
it.
believe it or not, I don't really get I get along with everyone. Believe it or
No,
not.
that's fake. No one
No,
gets along with
no,
everyone.
no, listen.
No, that's fake. Not Jesus.
No, wait, I'm gonna answer.
No,
I'm gonna answer.
You gotta say
I
who you don't like.
I'm gonna answer. So
Okay,
look,
good.
I get along with most people. I'm the one who just sits back and doesn't really say anything. Believe it or not. But Matt and Redmond, if I would have seen the cocky side of them, that would have really bothered me because I don't like people like that.
Yeah.
So that would have definitely bothered me. Shamir, obviously, we don't have to say
Shamu.
anything about that. Shamir, he was just.
Yeah.
Shamir just seemed like he was a douchebag, but I mean, who knows?
He's not.
Who knows?
You
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, the boys. The boys.
Which
We've been
ones?
in an alliance with them since episode 1. Redmond and Matt.
Oh.
Yeah. And they were not like that.
I've liked them since
Well,
episode
with
1.
us, yeah, we were. There's
Yeah.
actually an extra on YouTube if you watch. It's Brooke and I actually making alliance plans with them about who's getting U-turn next.
Yeah.
And it's
Okay.
so funny because I'm like, oh, there it is, but then on camera, there's no hint of it whatsoever. But they are not cocky in real life.
No hint of the alliance, you mean?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yes.
I mean,
maybe
in
they
real
get my
life,
hat.
no,
We'll see.
they are in real life, just not to you because you guys were friends.
Oh, maybe that's why.
I mean,
I
you
don't
saw
know.
the way that they were speaking to Ashton and them like, oh, we're
I
coming
mean, we
after
saw
you.
we were steps right behind Redmond when that
So,
happened. I was like, okay,
that was a lot.
Redmond,
That was a
get
lot.
in there.
But it is a reality show, so you're conscious of that, of trying to be entertaining as well, to try and, gather up with an audience as well.
You think?
Afterwards, yeah.
No, but you're not.
Yeah.
I mean, someone said that some of my glances to the camera are very office-like, and I actually was just like looking at the cameraman, just being like, rolling my eyes at whatever was happening. I wasn't like
shade.
trying to be like towards the audience.
Yeah.
And so no, I think you forget that this is being filmed for national TV some of the
Yeah.
time.
And are you focused on the actual competition?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I like I love Red and Matt, but here we go. I love that they yelled at Ashley. I'm like, yes, like hate each other because now you two are going after each other. Brooke and I are just sitting back here.
See, you know what? I don't know if I'd get along with you on the show.
Why?
Because you're very strategic with like friendships, like you're saying, and I don't
It's
know.
like LA.
Well,
Maybe that's why I was ready to go.
And,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know, because if I was going into it, I don't know if I would be thinking of it like that. Only because I would feel. I don't know. I don't know if I could.
I understand. It makes you feel a little dirty.
So I would have been Scott. I would have just been, and I would have been like, I feel like I would have been like Logan. He just doesn't really say anything. He's just there. I haven't seen him do anything like bad
He's
yet.
hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would just probably just be sitting there looking at you like, I can't trust Scott. I see what he's doing.
No, but I feel like Scott's putting out good, so.
Well, no, he's good. I like you on
Got
the
your
show.
back.
But
Thanks, babe.
oh my gosh,
We're in alliance over here.
I mean, we're here.
As are we.
I like
On
you
all
on the
languages, then
show.
it's 50-50.
Okay, you want to be evicted first? Great.
Yeah,
Julie?
Yeah, Julie, it's on.
I nominate to
points.
evict.
Yeah.
In real life, we get along, but on the show, if I would have seen the friendships, I would be like,
Well, it wasn't fake. It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Tell me everything. No.
Yeah.
It's like genuine relationships. But
Yeah.
then it's like, okay, I'm going to tiptoe into strategy to see how you react to it. And then I'm going to play my cards accordingly.
And I'm going to give my
Yeah.
keys away. Before we
Yeah.
move on to predictions, which I'm sorry you cannot join us for.
Okay. I won't.
I want to talk about the most shocking part of the final episode was Liz and Michael for me. We were talking about them. They were coming in first, and then third, and then in last. And I'm kind of confused what happened at
Michael
the end.
happened.
Yeah.
His
Well, they're
ego
not
wa-
out. They came in last.
But
there's
Michael
not
happened.
out,
The whole
and-
episode, he wouldn't listen to anything. And from the beginning, he said, "I need someone who can kind of deal with me because I know I'm a lot." And he is a lot. He happened every
But they
time.
were so lovey-dovey at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, but he happened. That's what happened.
I call
Liz
him
almost
Shamu
cried about how
2.0.
great they're getting
Oh,
along.
you think?
Yeah, Shamu 2.0 is now going to be Michael. Now Shamu's
Ooh.
left. He's going to be Shamu 2.0.
It's the first time I've seen
so?
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would be evicted, but I would like everyone would end up hating me if I was. I'd treat it like the Real Housewives.
Uh-huh,
I'd be
uh-huh.
polite to everyone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, Shamu 2.0 is Michael. Yeah.
Okay.
Think so?
Oh,
my
God,
prediction.
Mike. I love him so much.
No, he seems like a nice
No,
person.
yes. Did
But
you
just
see
on
how-
that episode?
Right.
He look when you are working in a team situation and you have a goal, you can't sit there and have an attitude and say, okay, well, you're right about everything. I guess I'm just wrong. Like, it's not, you have to remember what you're doing. He did that like 1,000,000 times in the episode. So he happened. And luckily for him, they were not sent home. So
He happened.
He did
Yeah.
happen. I mean, come on.
No, I feel you. I mean, that was actually
We see it.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, not that it matters to the episode, but maybe it does a little bit. It was Father's Day that day of filming, and he was missing his daughter.
Oh, that's probably
Okay.
why.
And yeah, well, we
No,
had that
no
moment.
excuse.
Well, I'm just saying. And then he got in a car wreck,
Not
and
for
then
a
I
like,
get it.
Not
Okay.
for
had a rough day.
Not for $1 million. No excuse.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
all right.
Stay in the game.
Like, thank God I don't have a child. Didn't bother me.
Look, you obviously can't say anything, but we found out last week that it's like you get taxed pretty much 50% on what you.
I
Oh,
know.
I'm just like, I'm so angry. It's like, it's like, whoa, I just won $1 million. No, it's $500,000, and you got to split it with someone, so it's $250.
Right.
I mean, that's still great. But like, you think you're like $1 million, and then it's like,
Right.
Actually, like when Oprah gave the cars, you
Right.
know, everyone gets a free car, but then she's like,
Yeah.
okay, you got to pay $12,000 for insurance.
Yeah,
you gotta-
just don't win the show. It's okay.
Yeah, just don't win the show. I'll win it for you.
Yeah, boom,
I'll
yeah.
take the $250.
I mean, I
Fine.
get it though. $250 and $1 million. That's not even. The
I mean,
same.
if it happens, you both get $500,000 and then it's taxed, so it's not split first.
Yeah.
So it's more like $300,000.
Yeah, because I remember when Oprah did the cars. Everybody
did
gets
the
a
math.
car. Everybody,
Okay.
you get a free car. You get a free car, and then it's like we've got to pay $8,000 on top of that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, because the
Yeah.
cast talked about it when we were like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
downtime in the airports. We're like, how much is this actually? It's like $320. You know,
Yeah.
So
That's
It's
not
still
bad.
good.
no, yeah.
Still good. On that happy note, let's move on to predictions.
Let's do it.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Buzz TV predictions. More hands for the people that don't like the hands.
They hate the dancing.
Cringe. Ooh, well,
Desola.
yes.
Am I first?
Yeah.
Predictions. I think that Michael and Liz, though I liked them as a team, I thought they were great on all the other episodes until the 5th one. I think they might go home only because of Michael's, he needs to get his attitude in check when he's like, he needs to just be okay with being wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they can move forward. But otherwise, I really don't know because I feel like this game, you can never really know who's going to go home.
Yeah.
Because it depends on episodes.
I think 3 of the first 4 boots were all surprises to people.
Yes.
I will say Mike and Liz do not have a speed bump, so keep that in mind because it's a keep racing. It's not a non-elimination.
There's one name
so that might impact your answer.
There's one name I can't say,
Wait.
and I always forget to. I forget them because they're not very loud. Vank.
Yes.
They're not
Vank
very
the
loud.
tank. Vank the tank.
They complain a lot. They're pretty loud to me.
No, I just think because I think they always go unnoticeable. I think they might also be a secret threat because physically they don't look like the strongest team, but I think they're very smart. Yeah. So that's my prediction: is that they're going to be very smart, and I think Michael's going to bring it down. Yeah.
Okay, so you think Mike and Liz are going home next?
Yeah, I think I
That's
said
2 votes.
Shamu 2.0. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's Shamir 2.0, but
I just like to say that because it's a bit controversial. You just gotta,
I
You
think-
are, yeah.
So, I'm playing the villain. See, that's
I love that.
Yeah, you gotta play
You can have that. You can have that role. I don't
the
want
villain.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want it.
I think Shamir and Redmond would appreciate that because they have a battle right now online.
Yeah.
Who's the biggest villain? Okay.
Yeah.
do they really?
I think Mike and Liz
Someone
can
wrote
go
an article,
far
yeah.
if they fix their communication issues, but there's just a lot of negativity in this last episode.
Yes.
So I'm torn on that one. I don't know.
I hope
I
you
say
guys
if they
don't go
stay
home.
negative.
Because I like you and Brooke together.
Thank you.
Because you're instigating with Brooke is funny. I mean, honestly, it is. Because we know
Should
Brooke
I
is
use
gonna
the Express
cry,
Pass
but
now?
That was really funny.
What we were talking about, because we knew it was that episode, we honestly at that point had no idea who had it, and I thought, how funny if I actually play the entire leg as if I had it. I planned that out because I knew it would, be funny for me. So it didn't work out.
I don't want you to go home either.
Okay, well, hopefully it's not
Because
me.
you're my favorite.
Do you know what
You're
we
my
can
Hashtag Eagle
favorite.
Scout.
Do you know what we can do? Because you obviously can't predict because you know what
Right,
happened.
right.
What would you have predicted would have happened if
at this
you're
point.
at this point? Yeah, if you're in Norway right now, what
Yeah.
would be your prediction?
Well, here's where we're at. Let me
Yeah.
set the stage. So Mike and Liz were bickering. We saw them bickering. They were yelling. They were actually a little bit further behind Lolo and us. So I was like, okay, they've got some time to make up. But we know that we're leaving the country, or we have this feeling we're leaving
About
the
to go
country.
to
So there
Italy.
might be, we didn't know it at the time, but we might be equalized at the airport again. So we're like, okay, so we're all starting over again. If they continue to fight, I think Mike and Liz might be out. And I also thought Ashton and Vank, everyone was talking about U-turning them at that point, and I'm trying to get the U-turn off of them because Ashton and I had a relationship
Okay.
that I wanted them not to be U-turned. But we'll see if that works out.
Yeah.
And so whatever it was, we were also playing the card of Brooke and I did not want to be U-turned because after everyone helped us, they got a little mad that they helped us. So we were like, oh no, we're not a threat. Like we don't need to
worry
be
about
U-turned.
us.
Don't worry about us. Like,
And because obviously you can't say what happened, but if you had to guess at this point in time,
Yeah.
If Psychic came down to you and said someone's got to backstab you,
Yes.
who do you think would have backstabbed you?
Mom and Dad.
Mum and Dad, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
yeah.
This is the theme of the episode. Yeah.
Mum and Dad, I'm telling you, the devil's in disguise, Snow White with razor blades.
They were the
didn't see
only
it.
team where I'm like, oh my god, I have to know everything that's going on with them, but I can't.
Mum and Dad, yeah.
So you feel like
Yeah.
they're looking out for themselves and themselves only.
100%.
That's what they should be doing.
Although they're very close to Mike and
a
Liz too.
competition.
They
I
were
mean,
close to Mike and Liz. So.
Mum and Dad, Mummy and Dad. Come on, Mummy and Daddy, I know your game,
No.
yeah.
Come on,
It
Tara
is
and
a
Joey, get in
competition,
here.
but as we see with Brooke and Scott, alliances do help.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see if there's any more coming.
What about you, Natalie? What
We'll
do you
have to
think?
see. I said what I
Oh, she
think.
said it, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I said it.
All
That's
right.
all. Scott, thank you for being here.
Thank
This
you
was
so
so
much.
much
It was
I hope you
fun.
had fun.
I did. Did
I
you
think
have
this
fun?
was your first official interview.
Yes,
This
we
was
had
my
fun.
first
We had
official
fun.
interview.
Heard
Yes.
it here
yes.
on AfterBuzz, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Where can everyone find you?
At Scott Flannery everywhere, spelled like canary.
It's like Canary. And you can
Yes.
find me everywhere at Nataly Tavidian.
And you can find me on the Instagram at Dan Babic and find me on the tweet at Dan Babic. That's DanBabic, bitches.
And you can find me at Deshola_B. I can't top that, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting into those live chats. And you guys go in those comments and still ask the questions and talk about it. We love to see it.
Thanks.
Bye, y'all.
More hands, bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.